Hello, my name is Megan and this is Leah. Today we are going to go through a gentle home care practice that you can do. Don't need a lot of supplies. If you have a mat, great. If not, just a clear area where you won't slip, maybe taking off any socks you might have. A quick reminder before we do our movement practice today that I'm not able to know your health history, how things are feeling in your body, or help to give you specific recommendations or ways to modify as we go. So I encourage you to be your best advocate, know if you need to modify, do something with less intensity, use props or homemade props as you have them if you need them. The point of doing this practice is to feel good, so really listen to your body feedback. All right, having said that, let's begin today. Come comfortably seated. Legs can be crossed. You can stretch them out long. You can sit in a kneel or put a cushion under you. Come to bring your back nice and tall. Stretch the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Tuck your chin in a little. Let your eyes come soft or maybe even close. Take a moment to tune inwards. Notice your breath. See if you can deepen your breath into your ribs, into your belly. These big breaths. And as you breathe, feel your belly and your chest rise as you inhale. Fall as you exhale. Just set the intention that with the next few breaths, every time you exhale, your shoulders can drop a little. The tension in your jaw can melt away. You can let the belly soften. Feeling yourself really sink into the shape with each exhale. Letting go. And if you find yourself getting distracted by thoughts, just bring your focus back to the breath. You're going to lose it. It's okay. It's practice, not perfect. Find yourself wandering, coming back to the breath. Noticing each inhale and exhale. As you're ready, let's start to swim our shoulders backwards one at a time. Maybe hearing some crunches. If you're like me and you've been sitting cross-legged, let's switch the direction of your feet. So your outside foot becomes your inside foot. Coming back to sit nice and tall. Nice big inhale, reach your arms all the way tall towards the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck your chin in. Let your whole back body round, coming forward. As rounded as you can. Inhale, all the way back up, stretching long. Exhale, leaning left. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, leaning right. Inhale, back up to center, lifting the breastbone and chin, leaning backwards. Exhale, back to center. Hands coming all the way back down. Do a couple shoulder rolls. And let's continue with opening the side body, stretching arms nice and wide. Imagine between your shoulder blades, right about here, there's a little jelly bean. I want you to squeeze that in place. Slide over to one side, hand coming down towards the floor. Other arm reaching up and over. Really imagine you can breathe into this side of the body only. Stretching long, open up through those ribs. And then tuck your chin and reach all the way forward. Tuck your chin all the way in. Not the most beautiful pose, but really let it come into your lower back, into your side body, and then reaching back up to the center, stretching over to your second side. Start by opening up the side body, breathing into that side of the leg. Having an excited dog to distract you. Tuck your chin in, round your back all the way forward. Get as curled as you can. Try to square your chest down towards the floor. Nice big inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, drop your hands. Let's all take a moment and come to bring our legs long out and in front of us. Stretching your toesies long. Start by bringing your hands behind you, fingers pointed back. Take a moment, flex your feet. So you'll see my feet are curled back towards my shins. I'm pushing down into my palms to lift the breastbone, to lift the chin. You can choose to stay here or driving your body weight down through your heels and through your hands. Squeeze through the glutes, lifting the hips and the belly up. And then slowly softening down. Once your seat finds the floor, hands coming to your laps, keep your toes flexed. Walk your hands out long in front of you. Keep your back nice and flat. Try to pull your belly button in, keeping your core nice and safe. Chin tucks in as everything rounds forward. Tuck your chin all the way in. Come back to focus on your breath. Slowly coming back up. Nice, bringing your feet together. Let's take one foot, lifting it up and over, and planting your foot flat on the floor. Both sides of my hips, my pelvis is still anchored down towards the floor. Excuse you. Both sides of your hips are anchored down towards the floor. Your hand that is the same as your leg that's crossed over you, coming out behind you, pushing into your hand to get long through the back, and then twisting in towards your own thigh. As you breathe, inhale, imagining your spine getting a little longer. Exhale to hold in this spot. Inhale to get nice and long through the spine. Exhale to soften. Inhaling nice and long. Exhaling fully. And then come back in through the center, switching to your second side. Picking up your other leg, lifting it up and over. Make sure both sides of your hips are anchored. Same side, hand reaches behind you, planting to get nice and tall, serving as a kickstand so the spine gets nice and long. That shoulder pulling behind you as you turn in towards your own leg. Twist on the second side. Notice your breath. Couple more breaths here. Inhaling to get long through the spine, exhaling to fold more deeply. Good, come back in through the center. Letting both feet go nice and long. Take a moment coming down to the floor. Now that we're laying flat on our back, tucking shoulders right underneath you, bring your right leg up towards your chest, both hands reaching up for your shin. And now squeeze your shoulder blades back towards the floor. Try to keep your chest as open as possible as you let one side of your low back round. Notice how it feels. Notice as you breathe how you expand into that leg that's pulled in towards the chest.
And then let's keep opposite hand on the top of our shin, same side hand, opening out to the side. And then keeping both sides of your hips on the mat, pull your leg across your body just a little. So not enough that the side of the hip lifts up, but enough that I can feel the tension now coming through the outside of my leg, the outside of my pelvis. And now let yourself roll fully into a twist, keeping this same side shoulder tucked down towards the mat. Can even turn to look the opposite way of your knee, hoping to intensify lower body stretch. Come back in through the center. Let this leg come down nice and long. Take a moment. Take a nice big stretch. And then switch sides. Other knee coming up towards the chest. Both hands reaching up for the top of the shin. Tuck your shoulders underneath you. Squeeze back. Notice how it feels to have this side of the back rounded. Start to get ready to bring opposite hand onto your shin, starting to pull your knee across your body, lighting up that outside of the hip. Keeping the back of your pelvis on the mat though, just a slight angle change. Notice what you feel. Now letting yourself roll maybe a little further into more of a twist, keeping opposite shoulder taped down, maybe turning to look to the opposite side. Couple more breaths here. Letting yourself come back through the center, stretching your legs long, reach your arms up overhead. A nice big stretch. It's wonderful. Taking a moment, nice deep bend through the knees, planting your feet flat on the floor. Take a moment, let your back lay nice and long. Push your shoulders underneath you. Arms in cactus. So elbows out to either side, hands bent up towards your head. Just take a moment, notice how much of your back body is touching the floor. See if you can let it sink in a little. Nice work. From here, walk your feet nice and wide till you feel roughly the edges of your mat. Nice big inhale, let the belly rise. As you exhale, drop both knees over towards one side. Inhale, coming back up through the center. Exhale, over to the second side. And just do a few of these. Inhaling to come up through center. Exhaling to come down to the second side. Inhaling up through center. Exhaling for the second side. Inhaling. And exhaling. One more on each side. We might all finish at a different pace, that's okay. When you're done, without rushing, both knees gently lean in towards each other. If you have low back pain, you may choose to stay here with the knees bent. If you don't, you may come with your feet all the way flat, keeping the legs relatively close together but comfortable. Either way, for our upper body, starting by stretching our arms all the way wide like a T. Nice big inhale, reaching the fingers up towards the ceiling. Take a moment and push your shoulder blades back like you're pushing as much of your back as you can into the mat. Nice big inhale, fill the belly. Exhale, bend the elbows, tapping the elbows down towards the floor. Push as much of your shoulder blades into the mat as you can. Inhale, keep that pressure pushing back as you reach your arms up. So exhale is always elbows to floor. Inhale is always reaching tall. We're trying to get as much pressure down, pushing down through the shoulder blades as we can, like you're moving your hands through molasses. Doing a couple of these. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to pull those elbows down. Do one more. We'll finish with elbows pulled down. Stretching tall one more time. Think about pushing your shoulders into the mat and thumbs this time heading overhead on your exhale. Reach as long as you can. Nice big inhale back up to center. Exhale, the second time we do pinkies down towards hips. So this time, inhale always brings us back up to center. Exhale, taking us either above or below. Trying to keep as much of the shoulders pushing down into the mat beneath you, bringing in a little tension. You want to go a little slower than you're inclined to. And just notice sometimes when a hand arrives before the other, sometimes the movement feels different side to side. Do one more. Finishing with your hands up towards the ceiling next time you're there. Take a moment, bringing one hand down over your heart space, the second hand coming to cover your heart space. Just let your elbows drop. Feel yourself sink in. Take a moment, turn inwards. Feel that softness come back to your face. Right now, what can you be grateful for? Thinking to yourself, 3 things, 3 people, 3 feelings. Whatever speaks true to you, what can you be grateful for in this moment? From here, we'll come into our Shavasana. If the shape that you are in is not the most comfortable shape you could be in, nice and slowly, take your time to move. Coming into a shape that allows you to facilitate maximum relaxation. Feel yourself get comfortable. Let yourself sink in. In this moment, I am safe. In this moment, I'm calm. In this moment, I am grateful.
You can stay here as long as you need. When you feel ready, start to introduce little movements. Maybe wiggle your fingers, toes. Maybe giving yourself a hug in or stretch wide. Slowly coming back. Take your time. Know that you always have this calmness available to you. Sometimes it's just a few deep breaths away. Feel free to take those deep breaths as you need them. Thank you for sharing some movement and your practice with me today. And I hope we get to practice with you again soon. Namaste.